from a galaxy far, far away.
And a bookshelf straight out of the 90s.
From Thrawn to Dantooine
And everything in between. This is Legends Look Back.
So last night, and by last night, I mean this morning, I was watching the last night's episode of The Cosmic Force. Time is, difficult, especially after I've switched time zones and, can't always catch the Cosmic Force, their typical Wednesday night. Mostly, I just can't remember what time the show starts anymore. That's the biggest problem. I was watching last night's episode this morning, and they had a funny kind of like discussion, and it was one of those things where I was riding my bike to the office, and they got to this point right as I got there, and I just kind of stopped and stood in the parking lot and made this face. As I was trying to figure out if we have one of these. That is, they were talking specifically about the idea of having a cursed book for the living force. There's Queen's Shadow. They had done, 2 Queen's Shadow roundtables before they finally recorded one that they didn't lose their audio to. Something like that. Goes way back through 3 years, I think. The Cosmic Force had High Republic Adventures, something like that. That was their cursed episode. They did one and lost it, so did it over. Maybe that sounds right to me. Here to straighten it all out and to help me with this part of the story, because I'm sure I'm butchering it, is of course Tyler from the Cosmic Force. What's up, everybody? How are we doing tonight?
so far.
So
Tyler,
good.
Is that right? Was it High Republic Adventures Volume 1?
Both High Republic Adventures. We've had some sort of technical issue for both trade paperback number 1 and trade paperback number 2. That is our Queen's Shadow of the Cosmic Force, where there's always seems to be an issue when we a roundtable for that. And we wanted to know what was the Queen's Shadow for this show.
That's a good question, Freddie. Help me out here. I'm not sure that we've had.
I'm almost tempted to say that karma is on our side in this situation. in
so
2
far.
cases.
Knock on wood.
All right, guys. I feel like if we're gonna have a curse show, the blame is gonna fall to me. So can we move on to a new segment? Because I don't want to.
Here's my theory. Legends has an end officially. There's number 1, right? So it's all right. Well, we've had our fun in the sun. Now it's time for the canon to continue forward. So it's all right. So Karma's kind of all right, I see that you have that 1 strike. And then Karma also read Splinter the Mind's Eye.
There's that. Yeah. There's that. Absolutely. So that was our karma, was having to read that book.
But did Karma
we're
read
given
Ruins of Dantooine?
I've not read that one yet. It personally, it's become
it
a bit. It's a bit we
It's
talk about it
become a
all the
bit,
time
yeah.
on this show, and I actually have not read it. In fact, that specific topic is exactly what we're talking about. Not Ruins of Dantooine, but the Legends books that we've never read, and we're gonna do something about that. In fact, we're gonna get to it right here tonight on Legends Look Back, and here's to hoping that this isn't our cursed episode. You know what I'm saying? All right, Rick. Before we lose this audio for the rest of time, let's start the show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Legends Look Back, proudly part of the YOUTINI Podcast Network. This is a Star Wars books podcast for people who are living la vida loca, where we celebrate our rich EU history as well as dive into lesser-known Star Wars classics. I'm your host, Jared Mays, and I'm joined by my legendary co-hosts back this week. I missed him dearly. Freddie C. How are you, Freddie?
I'm doing all right. Just trying to figure out how to do the show again. It's been a week off, I think, maybe more actually, because we had a special bonus little episode there for not Crimson Tide. That's a different thing.
That sounds good. I would read that.
But I'm excited for this episode because as I was going through the timeline at youtini.com, if you're looking for one, going through these books, and I realized, man, there's a theme. There's definitely a theme to some books that I haven't read, and I'm excited to go over them. But before we do that, we've got a pretty awesome guest who's never shown his face on Legends Look Back.
That's right. Yeah, joined us just a couple of episodes before we started going to live video. And that wasn't on purpose as much as that's just the way it worked out. In fact, we covered Wedge's Gamble, which we just brand new got an all new unabridged audiobook, so we have to do it all over again. Tyler from the Cosmic Force, are you ready to do Wedge's Gamble again one of these days? This time in HD.
I've now read it twice, so why not? Let's read it a third time.
Perfect. That's the right answer. That's right. We say, do you want to do the thing for the show? You say, absolutely.
If it's for the show, I mean, we kind of have to. We as hosts don't really get a choice when you throw in that line. So if it's for the show, okay, we're doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. And because if you don't, he'll turn off your video. That is our producer, Rick Grace. How are you, Rick?
Cat poop.
I'm sorry.
I'm doing great, but I smell cat poop, and it's overbearing. I guess the litter box is just around the corner, and that's all I can smell right now and all I can think about. So cat poop to everybody. Just want to pass
Rick.
that along. You're welcome,
Good to
man.
see you too, man.
Yeah.
Good to see you too, man. And I want to say especially welcome to everybody who is with us here live in the chat, including to Rick's cat. Thank you so much for helping him have a great night. Especially want to thank our patrons for helping get us here. We've got a couple of new patrons we give a shout out to here at the top of the store before we get into Legends Lookout. So guys, grab your collectibles, and I'll tell the good folks about Chris Carizzo or something like that. Depends on if you're Italian or not. He moved up a tier. Thank you, Chris. And also to Andrea Lynn Krulowitz. Boy, I really should have practiced these names before the show. Thank you to both of you for helping us do the things we do. We've got some big plans. In fact, such big plans that sometimes I've got to kind of squash my plans down a little bit, like leaves in the bag that you're trying to put out by the curb in the fall, because I just get a little bit overeager. Thank you to our patrons who help us to bring our dreams into a reality. Guys, I've got some new books I want to show off. I teased them last week. They're here. Are you ready?
Yes.
Young Jedi Knights hardcovers, in fact.
Ooh.
I've got, there's two of them. Got to figure out the order that they go in. Got the green one and the blue one. Green one is first?
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So this one's got Boba Fett, IG-88, General Cod. This is Fall of the Diversity Alliance. Can we talk about Legends naming for a minute here?
Mm.
Can you imagine in 2022 naming a book Fall of the Diversity Alliance?
Yikes. Wouldn't make it. Wouldn't make it.
No.
I'll tell you this much. The book would have to be red, not green.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. And then Under Black Sun, now this one is the rare one.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Here it is.
Nice.
Very excited for Jacob, who told me about this the day after I swore off Legends collecting. So that I could, afford to go to Celebration. Anyway, now I've got the full hardcover trilogy. Very excited to have these. Some of my very favorite Legends books, and a very different Legends book. I got the paperback Bannerless Death Troopers, which,
Nice.
if you're keeping track at home, which I'm sure all of you are, officially completes my Bannerless paperback collection.
Well done.
Ooh,
that is
very,
nice.
very
With an asterisk, depends on how we're counting it. But for tonight's show, that's the only other one I am missing, but it's not the same size, so it doesn't count, is Dark Forces Jedi Knight, which is like $100.
Yeah.
So not going to happen. Not going to happen. How about you guys? What you got for us to show off?
Anybody else got something?
I've got something once we get into the main topic of the show, but I don't have other than actually I do have I've redone my background.
It does look very good.
Normally I have all of my toys back here. But since this is the Legends Look Back show, I needed to showcase the Legends books that I have back here that are normally hidden by my toys. So I moved all the toys to the side. I pulled all of my Legends paperback novels to the front, so that way everybody can see them in all of their glory.
Thank you. Everybody give Tyler a round of applause for getting on brand for Legends Look Back.
Yes.
Very proud. I was admiring it. Yeah, that's
Very
right.
nice.
All the way around.
Very nice.
I was admiring it, Tyler. In fact, this morning as we were watching the Cosmic Force at breakfast, my 3-year-old said, he has a lot of toys. And I said, he does.
Actually correct.
And then she said, are any of them girls? She says GWIRLS for girls. Yeah, it's like girls, like kind of like squirrels. And I said, yeah, actually, I think he's got several Ahsokas up there. And then she proceeded to show me which ones were her favorites out of all your Funkos.
I have two Rays. I have two Ahsokas. I have a Leia. And those are just the unboxed ones that I can see.
Okay.
I've got a lot. I've got lots of time. I blame Eric. I blame Jacob. I blame everybody.
Emma, definitely blame Emma.
Emma is not
Big
as
enabler.
much of an enabler as she is one of us that are being enabled.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what
Yeah.
you're saying.
So yes,
And you know what? This is just part of the YOUTINI community, right? I mean,
Yes, 100%.
we all like the same thing that you like.
Debt.
And we all want it.
Star Wars.
That's right. Yeah,
we
nice
all
try.
want to dance.
Nice try. Well, excited to have you here, Tyler. I know that you have been working on that Legends collection. We're going to talk more about that.
Congrats
Here in a
on
minute.
that beautiful collection, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
It is my prized possession. It is the in every move. Movers don't touch that. That goes with me in my car. Nobody, not even the wife, touches these books. This is like
I love it.
house is burning down. The books are getting saved while my wife is saving the pictures.
This is
Yeah.
the put the mask on before you put it on the child.
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
got it.
I used that as a sermon illustration one time. I did. I strapped one onto my face in church and everything to
Nice.
complete the illustration.
That'll
You know who
preach.
else loves church? Rick, you got anything to show off?
Yes. I got in the mail Star Wars Cloak of Deception. This is a science
Seen
fiction
that.
book club. It is from you, Jared, so I hope you've seen it. Thanks for sending it to me,
Yeah.
man.
I literally looked over on my shelf to make sure that I didn't give away my only copy.
Are you good, right?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
Because no takebacks. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I had it in like paperback, and so you were I forget if you were going through or just you asked if I needed any or something, but I was like, yeah, I'd love that one.
I'm thinning out duplicates.
So you want a funny story?
Absolutely, I do.
It's not that funny. It's like medium funny.
It's not a dream, right?
You want a
Yeah.
medium funny story?
Yeah.
You want a dream?
Yeah, no dreams, Freddie. No dreams.
So when this came in the mail, I saw it from you, so I knew right away what it was. So I like get a knife, of course, and like just rip open the package and grab the book, and I'm like, yes, the book, it came. And later that day, my wife comes home and she like goes through the package to see what it is and finds that you sent me a little handwritten note, nothing special, just a nice note. But I totally missed that. I just saw the book and nothing else in the box, and so I almost threw it away entirely because I was like, book. So
Now I'm trying to remember because I also mailed Tyler a duplicate. I'm curious if I wrote him a note. I don't think I did. I think I just friggin' threw the book in the package.
I will let you know when it gets here, and then Rick and I can decide who you love more.
Wow, man, that is awesome. I love that. And shout out to Targaryen Jedi from Australia, who says they've been a fan since the beginning. They're online for the first time while we were recording. I'm like giddy about
Nice.
this. That's really cool.
yeah, man.
Welcome.
Absolutely.
Finally, we meet up.
Way back in the day, Freddie and I were like, you think people are listening? So it's cool to hear 3 years later. Some people are like, yeah, I'm listening. It's like, oh, great.
Don't
We'll
listen to last week where Jared butchered a British accent and went Australian real quick.
Oh, man. I was reading a Bluey book to my kids today, though.
Oh, man.
And my daughter told me it was not that great of an accent.
Aw.
But I was proud of it. All right. What else we got? Any more collectibles? We're ready to move on.
I got some figures a couple weeks ago, but I'll give a quick glance at them. Oh, yeah. I haven't talked about these. I got a Biggs Darklighter. Well, where's
Biggs?
my camera? I was waiting for it. Where's the glare? And then
I love that.
similarly, a Tycho.
Oh, nice, dude.
Yeah.
Tycho just took out that microphone like he took out
I know.
Admiral Isard.
Oh. And then
Or did he?
right? A Sebastian Anakin, which
Oh, yeah,
I
nice.
think is really cool. And where's my camera? How am I? Okay, there we go.
Got it. Back this way.
And
oh,
wow,
beautiful.
a little Anakin flashback
Yep.
deal. Woohoo! Young Anakin, old Anakin. That's fun.
Trucet Bakura
So-
Anakin. Am I right, Freddie?
There you go.
Oh my goodness, that's that's the one. I was thinking, how cool would it, or how funny would it be if that little switch thing, right, was old Anakin, I guess, and then you pulled it down and it was Anakin facing the youngling.
Or like
awesome.
like charred, half like melted Anakin.
That would be better.
Gosh, we're messed up.
Yeah, Just a little.
Hey, Jeremy, I showed off my soap a few weeks ago. Jeremy's on the chat, and he said, "What about your soap?" And
Oh, yeah.
I showed that
The
off a
soap
few
made
weeks
an
ago,
appearance.
man. So, yeah, you
You
missed
know,
it, but I appreciate it, dude. I smell a lot better
despite-
because of you.
Despite the cat litter and whatnot going on back there, we
Yeah.
all know that Rick smells good.
Yummy.
Rick's probably
Well,
the only thing.
Rick actually took that soap live on air and
Took a
washed
shower?
his books with them
Not quite. Not
so
quite.
that they could be New York Times best smellers.
Mm.
Wow.
I love the smile you have with that, Jared. It was like the
That was
child
a good
grin
one.
of it's back.
That was a great
My
one.
dad jokes have resurfaced since I've been hanging out with Rick. I
I'm
will
so
give-
proud
I
of you,
will-
man.
I'll say that much.
So
I'll say
proud
that
of you.
much.
Okay. Speaking of that, I've been playing Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. I love that
Who
game.
hasn't?
It's been so much fun, and the dad jokes are just they're awesome. It's like that's what
Oh.
I'm there for.
I'm getting it tomorrow. My daughter and I are going to play all day. Don't tell my wife.
Yes.
She's busy. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
been a lot of fun.
Yes.
Well, you know what else we don't need to tell my wife about? All the Legends books that I'm going to want to be buying soon because there's a few things coming up on the horizon. That is, it's time for Legends to look out. First and foremost, we've got a few figures that have been announced. 3 new Legendsy figures were announced from Hasbro on Wednesday, part of the Vintage Collection. Shout out to our buddy Jacob for always having our backs with the links whenever these new the figures drop. And that is, we've got 3 people. Freddie, tell the good folks what we got.
I think,
Uh-oh, did we lose Freddie?
we lost his audio.
Audio. Freddie, we lost your audio. I'll
Audio.
start with the first. There it is.
Oh.
There it is.
Was that a joke? Were you just trying to do the whole I
was,
lost my voice thing?
I thought you were going to talk for me. I'm just kidding. No, that was not a ventriloquist moment. Either you don't hear me or, yeah, I'm not sure.
We got you back now.
All right, cool. So we've got number 1, Sev from the Republic Commando, and that's going to come in at, I believe, 6-inch black series figure. There he is. There's Sev. Pretty cool, man. I like that.
I think this is the third of the Omega Squad they've announced.
I think so. Yeah, this is the third, which is cool because that means we're getting the whole squad. I really do want to collect that entire squad. So
Absolutely.
that's something I definitely want to do. And next, we've got what is this? Prom Darth Vader.
I'm so excited about this. Yeah.
This is
that's
fantastic.
Definitely a keeper.
Tyler is our comics expert. Do you know what he's from?
Yes, the Star Wars Infinities, which is basically what
Yeah.
Marvel has done with their What If, except Star Wars did it first. So
Yeah.
Marvel stole it from Star Wars. Just let it be known.
Thank you. That's right.
And,
We did this back on.
In that book, Darth Vader actually breaks good. He survived. If I remember correctly, he survives
All White.
the Return of the Jedi. The situation at the end of Return of the Jedi, and he goes, "Hey, black is black. I'm not a black cowboy.
White is so in,
Black
guys.
is bad." So
Yikes. That is not a
Yeah.
soundbite we want circulating.
He can be he can wear white until Easter, or is it after Easter? I always get it
I
confused.
think it's Easter to Labor Day, right?
Perfect.
I don't,
Just in time for Easter, we've got Prom Darth Vader.
Yeah, and that's coming in at the 6-inch black series as well. And we've got some small form 3 3/4 inch coming out as well, and that would be Shay Vizsla, guys, from
Yeah.
SWTOR.
I actually had to Google her. Turns out she's like a pretty big character in the Old Republic, which I just
Totally.
finished. So I don't know what happened there, but
Shay.
they call her
Hey,
a different
Vizsla.
name in the game, like
Wow.
Torch or Target or Toydarian. There's a there's a name, Torch. I think she's Torch. She's got fire there.
Sure.
You see the fire? It's
Torch.
Torch. Yeah. Anyway, very excited that there's some Legends figures coming out on the horizon. How about you guys?
Awesome. Yeah, it's always cool to get Legendsy related content, right?
Mm.
That just means that they know that we're out here still looking for stuff, and that's not even it. There's a whole new wave of stuff, right, Jared?
Yes, we've got Wave 3 of the Essential Legends collections. In fact, I was just on the Living Force Monday night to talk all about these bad boys. We've got Kenobi, Darth Plagueis, Wedges Gamble, and Dynasty of Evil. These just hit the shelves this week. In fact, I got my hands on them today. and then I put them back on the shelf because I'm not buying them until after Celebration or at Celebration if the authors are there to sign them. Fingers crossed. Please. Man,
You
that
know,
would be...
I feel like that'll be a thing. So,
You think it will?
I really hope so.
I'm
I
highly
really do.
doubtful. I just can't
mean-
imagine they're going to throw us a Legends bone.
Well,
Yeah.
if Timothy Zahn is there,
He's not.
Yeah.
They've already said he's not.
They don't do legend, but in previous celebrations they will have like a bookstore, and if you go and buy a book that of an author that is signing, you usually Timothy Zahn did it kind of in tandem. So they're like, if you buy a Timothy Zahn book, you get like 15% off, and oh, by the way, he's sitting right here. So
he
you
did
get
like a
signed.
Q&A too, like just right there at the booth. I remember that.
He is
We were
a
probably neck to neck with each other.
great convention guest because he loves the fans and he spends a lot of time with us. So it's a shame that he won't be there in Anaheim.
Do you know
I
who
know
will
that
be
the
there?
High Republic authors are going to be there. I'm going to try to get
Yes.
all 5
Okay.
to sign one book
Hmm.
or like a poster or something cool like that. But, I would like a Legends author for sure. Freddie, I actually am getting you a Legends present that you don't know about yet. So, one of these days, I don't know when it's coming, but it's happening. Very
Awesome.
excited.
Hmm.
Yeah, now Rick's like, what about my Legends present? Okay, I'll order another one.
Okay, thanks. Woohoo.
You just got your Cloak of Deception.
I know. I was about to say. I just got something. I wasn't feeling left out till you said anything. So thanks for
Loyal.
that. Yeah,
I
I am.
discovered I've never really, been a gift giver until it involved Star Wars Legends, and now I'm really enjoying buying people Star Warsy gifts.
It's fair. So what I'm hearing is your love language is gifts. We need to send you more stuff.
I don't believe in love languages. Moving on.
That's
Here we
right.
have the
Well,
three-
my dreams clearly told me that you do. So
the 4 books of Wave 3 are now out. I'm very
Yes.
excited to have these one of these days. I can't wait to actually get them on my shelf. But somehow I ordered 2 copies of Queen's Hope and didn't pre-order any of these. So
nice.
don't know what happened there. Also, the Wedges Gamble unabridged audiobook I started today.
Woo!
And
I did too. Yes.
I'm so glad that that's a thing.
Oh, me too. Me too.
we now have 3 out of 10 of the X-Wing books as unabridged audiobooks. We're getting there.
We're still getting Legends
slowly
content.
but surely.
For sure.
Crazy.
It is a
That
beautiful thing.
that first chapter was awesome. Like the patrol, and like the what's it called? Dogfight. It was so good. I loved it. All the jargony, man, it's just great. I loved it.
Yeah. What do you think is the most read X-Wing book? Rogue Squadron or Wedge's Gamble? I think it's Wedge's Gamble. I feel like we all understand what happens in the first one. We kind of just skip over to Wedge's
It's a
Gamble.
good question.
Hmm.
I think Rogue Squadron, but I think Wedge's Gamble is low-key one of my favorites.
If only we had an episode of Legends Look Back where we talked about Wedges Gamble at length.
I remember it being good. Who knows? I'm biased. I'm biased. Well, I'm excited to talk all about the Legends books we haven't yet read. Before we do, Tyler had some big news happen
Yes.
on the Cosmic Force. Tell us about what you guys celebrated yesterday.
Somehow we have had 1 full year, 50 episodes of the Cosmic Force. So we celebrated 1 year of the Cosmic Force yesterday. So big shout out to, thank you. A big shout out to my co-hosts, Emma, Caleb, and Jacob. For going on that journey with me. Thank you to our patrons. Thank you to our communities. Thank you to our staff that have supported us. It's been a fun ride, and I'm looking forward to many more years of the show because it's been such a good time.
Tyler, we launched podcasts the exact same time. I started another podcast last year around the same time as the Cosmic Force because I was helping develop it and I got excited, but it was y'all's thing and not mine, so I started my own. No, it was something I had in the works with some friends. Hyperspace Theology. It's not a YOUTINI show. It's about Star Wars and Christianity crossing the streams. And we have done 13 episodes in the time that y'all have done, what, 57?
Nice.
No, that can't be
40
right.
It's amazing.
49 numbered episodes, and then
49.
we did a bonus episode where Emma and Eric and Jacob interviewed Daniel Jose Older. So
That's right.
50
Oh yeah.
content in a year.
50, that's only taken 2 weeks off. That is a lot of work. We averaged right about 1 a month on my other show. So
Hey, I am 1/13 of your show. I feel pretty good about that.
That's right. Absolutely. Congratulations to Tyler and to Rick, honestly, and to Rick.
No,
Well,
Rick for not getting fired yet.
hey, I'm
Well, I
still
am-
here.
I am so excited for us to talk about this big competition. We've had it under wraps. That you guys teased it a little bit on the Cosmic Force. We teased it on our show. What competition? Honestly, we don't know yet, and we're going to hammer it all out right here, live on the air. This is the kind of content that you can only get live, where we show up and we don't know what's going on, but we will by the time we're done. So before we do, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Legends Race to the Finish, aka Duel to the Death. Tonight's episode is born out of a casual conversation, in which case Tyler revealed he knows way more about Legends than he'd been letting on. And like Greedo, I was quick on the draw to say, tell me more. Tell me more. And also, would you come on Legends Look Back and have a duel to the death with me? And he said, McClunky. And then he said, and then he said, yeah, absolutely. So we've been going back and forth. I sent him a book. He bought himself a ton. And
Yes,
I've already read 2 out of sheer excitement.
That doesn't
So-
count. That's prior to the contest starting.
Fall,
So
false start.
you're
False
only-
start.
you're only
False
hurting yourself.
start.
Looks to me like I'm winning. Anyway, we're going to talk more about the parameters of the competition. But first, like Tyler, I was surprised to hear just how much you liked Legends and how much of it you had read. So tell us like your backstory. What is your expanded universe when it concerns Legends?
I am a child of the dark times. I was a child of the 90s prior to the separatists and taxation upon trade routes, and before anybody understood how important the higher ground was.
During the release of Aladdin, we got
During
it.
the release of Aladdin and the tragedy that was Mufasa's death. That was my childhood.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
So I was I'll take you back to 1998. I had just finished Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone,
Oh.
and I was waiting for my brother to finish whatever the second book is. I don't remember what it was because that's the whole point of the
Doesn't
story.
matter. It stinks.
And at that time, I had some of these on my shelf already. So this is what has gotten me to where I am today. It has not been the movies. It has been these books. And so I decided to pick up this well-loved book right here. It went with me to school, but this was my first ever Star Wars expanded universe book. And along with these are the other 3 books that I have that were my originals. It was Tales of the Bounty Hunter. It was Shadows of the Empire prior to the video game, and then Freddie, this one's for you.
Nice.
That one doesn't have the handshake. Blasphemy.
So this you're right, it doesn't. I actually thought
That's
it did.
that's the one that just like, hey, by the way, this is a Star Wars book. We were
Yes.
a movie. It was like,
So-
do you still remember us?
That's the redheaded
Yeah.
stepchild of
So
the
that
Truce
was-
at Bakura copies.
That was in 1998, 99, and I never looked back. I collected all of these over the course. I had all of these, I would say, into college. So you're talking over about 20 years. I collected them, and once they made it onto my shelf, they didn't make it onto my shelf until I read them. So everything that you see on my shelf behind me, I have read. I have
the
a whole stack.
anti-Rick.
I have a stack over here.
The anti-Rick.
That will reveal shortly that I have not read yet. But yeah, it's Legends is a special place in my heart because
I love that.
without
To
the Legends
start,
books, I wouldn't be as big of a fan as I am today.
Tyler, you have a very similar introduction than I do. So I feel like when you're showing me these books and telling me the time frame, that's like the time that I was first seeing it too. I happened to pick up 2 books. It was Truce at Bakura and X-Wing because I love ships. Ever
Yeah.
since I was little, I love ships, and I was like, these are my books. Asked my teacher if I could borrow them, never gave them back.
I don't remember. I'm looking at this. No, this one has a 325 rating up here. So this was apparently I bought it my parents bought me at a used bookstore. I don't remember. I don't remember when I got them. I do remember reading them and I remember everything, and obviously I know everything that it's done to me. Since
It was
then.
actually Corey.
For
He
you,
went
done
back in
for you.
time.
Yeah.
He gave it to your parents.
Yes.
Took off, and that's why we're all here.
Also, you could write
If-
those
if
emails.
Corey,
Yeah.
if Corey has the ability to go back in time, we need to talk about my lighting situation because I have some questions about some upgrades that I need.
He probably has a YouTube tutorial all about it, so I'll have to figure that out.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, if Corey had flow walked, that's the Legends term for
Hey.
time travel. Flow walked.
Flow walked,
If
flow
he had
walked.
done so, he would have given you the last book of a 9-book series in order to get you started. That actually gets me curious to try to recompose the 10 books that were my original Star Wars Legends bookshelf. I'd like to try to find which ones were my first, the ones that I had from when I was 10 years old, and put those on a special shrine.
Mm-hmm.
Ones I bought at the grocery store in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I talked about. Yeah, in fact, I think when I showed this off, we talked about how to get a shadow box for this, for this is
That's a
every
good idea.
Every saga has a beginning or something like that. And that
I
one I
love
was
it.
going to put in there because I've never bought a replacement of this because I love how beat up it is. I love it just because it reminds me of everything that I remember being in middle school reading this book and so when I look at how beat up it is not beat up, it is loved, it is well loved. And I that's why I have yet to replace it. Even the new ELCs, I won't buy them because they can't replace.
I see what you're saying. Now we got to get you to get that thing signed by Stackpole. That's the goal.
There you go.
That tattered copy. Watch it disintegrate as soon as he touches it. No disintegrations. Well, I'm excited, Tyler, to have you here on the episode and to talk about, that was your first Legends
Yes.
book. However, you're not quite done. And this is what we discovered is that we both are close to finishing
close.
Legends. So that's what we are going to be doing tonight. But first, lightning round real quick. Tyler, on your Legends history, your Legends love, let's go real quick. Your favorite Legends book, number 1. Number 2, a Legends book that surprised you. And C, one that you would like to revisit.
Favorite Legends book? I can't say a book. I'd have to say a series, and it has to be the Republic Commander series. I loved the Mandalorian lore in that series, so that would obviously be my favorite. One that surprised you, I'd probably have to say either the end of. Actually, this will answer both these questions. What surprised you? Probably the end of the New Jedi Order.
No spoilers. No spoilers. Okay.
No. The end,
Yeah.
the tail end of that series, because there's a lot of things that happen there. And then one that I'd like to revisit is the Fate of the Jedi. No, I'm sorry, the Legacy of the Force. I really enjoyed.
Yeah, it's about the record scratch there on Fate of the Jedi.
No. Sorry. Yes. The Legacy of the Force.
Yeah.
Because those are some pretty memorable characters and some pretty memorable arcs that I enjoy because I can't as much as I would love to read the New Jedi Order, I'm not reading 19 books all over again. I mean, not when I have
Oh man.
something else over here that we'll get to in a few
That's
minutes.
right. You've got 19 books to read for a different reason. Tyler, what Legends books have you not read?
Well, see, I think I've determined I have not read 22 books. There are
Depending on how we're counting.
10
22
of them.
adult novels.
22 adult novels.
Did you just
There
wheel
are
those over here? Are those
there
on
are
like
about
a
10
hover
of them.
sled?
There are about 10 of them that I haven't read that I own.
Is that Crucible
And,
there?
The Crucible is in here. Razor's Edge
my
is in
list.
here. Mercy Kill is in here.
All right. Put that on the one. Hold those up to the camera. We got to get a shot of this. Hold up that stack. All right. There we go.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Tyler, let us see your face too. Back it up a
Cool.
tad. Hold them. Yeah.
It's gonna be a beautiful.
Come on, get the shot just right, Tyler. Get the shot just right.
It is
Work
not,
it.
All right,
is
take us
not
through the
Farm
list.
Day. So, we've got Old Republic Fatal Alliances. We've got Old Republic Revan. We've got Knight Errant. We've got Crucible. Honor Among Thieves, and a lot of these, I also, just like a bunch of Razor's Edge, just like many Star Wars fans around the purchase of Disney, kind of, felt like, wait a minute, what I spent all this money and all this time and all these memories on stories that are not canon anymore, and I stepped away for a little bit.
You went to therapy, and now you're back.
I did realize,
Tyler, I
that
did the same exact thing. Those
it's not
books are
about
on my
the
list too.
it's
I
not
did
about the
the-
past.
I
It's
did the exact opposite. When the Legends canon divide was announced, I was like, "Oh, good, there's an end to Legends. I can finish these friggin' things." Therefore, I dove in deeper. That's crazy.
Yeah, no. So I stopped, and in fact, I stopped until I joined YOUTINI about I think almost 2 years ago. So what is that? 5-6 years?
Yeah.
I didn't read a book because I was like, I don't want to. I have everything that I have my memories, and then I realized what I was missing, and now I've got some more books over there, some canon books that I haven't read yet. But we're not talking about canon tonight. We're talking about Legends.
That's right. Yeah. You're gonna have to. You got to prioritize.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
you've got how many books there, Tyler, that you haven't
There
read?
are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 12 books here. 12
Okay.
of my 22 that I have not read. So 12 that I own here.
And I
Okay.
think we've got a definitive list of the Legends books, Tyler's Legends TBR, in effect.
Yes.
All right. The definitive list, Dawn of the Jedi. Yeah, I can't read it.
Because also at the time, I also was an adult, and I wasn't going to be watching any stinking cartoons. So I didn't get into the Clone Wars
Oh, man, Tyler.
until it came on Netflix. Boy,
Right.
it was joke on me because that is so
Yeah.
amazing. So, no Prisoners, Gambit, Stealth,
Yeah.
never read any of those. And then there's also Ruins of Dantooine, and we're
Jared,
just gonna leave it. We're gonna
Yeah,
leave
It's
that
very
alone.
funny because I have a similar story as Tyler. There was a
All right, go
time
for it.
when I fell off, right? And there's a whole chunk of books right towards the end, right? Razor's Edge, Honor Amongst Thieves, a Crucible that didn't really make my list because I just was like, okay, well, that's the end of that. I'll get into it, but let me just, go on with life. And did my whole masters and stuff, and grew up too, right? I had the Clone Wars. Like I was actually watching them because I went to Celebration back when they were revealing everything, and I'll
Yeah.
never forget that.
They built the hype.
And so I was like, okay, I think I'm on board. This is kind of weird. I'm not sure how I feel about the whole Snips Sky Guy thing, but it actually fit the story because she was a young Padawan. She was a kid, so like preteen.
Yeah,
and
there's growing
that's
room.
what they do, right? Okay, it all makes sense. Then you saw the progression of growth, and you're like, okay, guys, this is really good. But I also was very hesitant to read the content. It was just like, okay, I love this cartoon, but I don't know if I want to read a cartoony kind of thing, right?
Right.
And or like a not so adult read, because I'm used to the Legends books that are they hit home. But boy, was I wrong. And there's a lot of other books that I just hadn't read because one, there's a lot of them. So Legacy of the Force is one. I haven't gotten through those books, and this is on me. I haven't gotten through New Jedi Order besides what is that one called?
All Star.
Vector Prime.
Vector Prime. Yeah, Vector Prime.
Yes.
This was a record scratch moment for me, Freddie, to discover you had not made it through this huge chunk of Legends: New Jedi Order, Legacy of the Force, Fate
Yeah.
of the Jedi.
Those three, I have not hit.
They're big
And
commitments.
you know what?
They're big.
You know what?
commitments.
Okay, it's
That's
not
like
just big
300 books
commitments,
there.
but I want you guys to take a look at the books of old. Right, their covers are beautiful. And then we get into this era of New Jedi Order and Legacy of the Force, where I feel like they just churned them out, and it looks very digital. And I wasn't too
Yeah.
keen on those books, honestly. Like
Because
books
of the
now-
cover art.
Yes,
I can
Absolutely.
respect that. Yeah, I get that.
like I look at that, and then I see some of the other books, and it's like I don't know if that really, I can't take it seriously.
What is this book about?
It's about Core and Horn. That's what it's about.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? It's like I also hadn't really dug into it. It was all I judge the book by its cover, guys.
Oh, man.
The old saying.
What's the saying? Just kidding. Hey, we've got a great comment here from Michael from Skinx in the chat, and that is, what about the Darkness trilogy? You know about those bugs, Freddie? You know about those bugs?
Oh yeah, Darkness trilogy. Yeah, I
Have you
definitely
read
know
those?
that. I have read those. Those are those are different.
So you skipped the New Jedi Order and went straight to the Darkness trilogy, and then didn't make it to Legacy of the Force. The Darkness trilogy is like the crust of the sandwich that you have to eat through in order to get to
Moist.
Legacy of the Force.
Yeah,
What-
I
What isn't to love about the Nagori and assassin bugs? I mean, come on, look at those covers. Look at those
Yeah.
covers.
Yeah. And there definitely was a period I was working on my professional career, including school.
Don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. Yeah, no, I totally
But
get that.
now that that's over, I'm digging in and I'm finishing this before all of you guys. So
Before all of it, no, Freddie. All right. In order to give us the number of Legends books, and then tell us. You mentioned the three big series. Tell us everything up to that, because I've got a way of making this, I think, kind of a fairer competition. So tell us what
Okay.
you got left.
all right, so I've got about 56 books left. So excluding the ones that I just mentioned.
Which, for keeping count, means he's read 100, and then he's read like a dozen of these 100 times.
Yeah. Definitely read over and over again to the
Plus,
point
like
where
300 comics. I mean, we've done a lot of
Yeah.
comics on the show.
yeah. So it's about 56 that I haven't read, and so you conclude how many books are in those three trilogies that I have not even dipped in my toes into.
New Jedi
9
Order
plus
19.
9.
Legacy
Carry
of the
the
Force
2.
Okay,
50.
carrying the two.
9, and Fate of the Jedi is also 9.
So 18 plus 19 is 36, 37.
I was told
Okay.
there'd be no math.
Yeah.
So
Only chemistry.
Let's see here. I'm trying to look at my list. I've got, believe it or not, Cloak of Deception's on my list. I have not touched Cloak of Deception yet, and this gets into the whole cover art thing. Like, it just doesn't really. I don't know. There's something about it. It didn't turn me on. Rogue Planet.
Was it the clothing on this guy in the back here?
Palpatine.
This dude. It's a cool cover, but something about it just didn't grab me. The Clone Wars. Even though I read Wild Space, I haven't read No Prisoners yet. Then there's like Stealth, Siege, the Clone Wars Gambit series. And then, of course, I'm not sure I have this on my list, MedStar 1 Battle Surgeon.
I was just thinking about MedStar 1 and MedStar 2.
Yeah, haven't touched those either.
Very
Jedi Trial.
much different Jedi in those books. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
totally different.
Dark Rendezvous, which is like
Dark
definitely
Rendezvous?
on my list.
That's going up into we're covering that this year on Legends Look Back. I'm bumping it up.
Okay.
It's one of my top 10 favorite Legends books.
I
If you've
knew
not
it.
read it,
I knew it. So the thing is, I actually really do want to read this one. It's just to the point where I was like, okay, it's either I read for class and I graduate,
No, pass.
or I read for Legends
C's
Look Back.
make degrees.
But you know
it's
what?
all good, Freddie.
School's done soon. I got 2 weeks left. By the time you hear this, probably 1 week. And
Now- Yeah.
I'm hearing this
so
right now.
that's a good amount of my list right there.
Let me say this. We're going to be very clear on the show. Regardless of if you have an expansive wealth of Legends knowledge, and let's be clear, I have read the most out of all four of us. But
We didn't talk about my list, but that's okay.
I'm getting to that, Rick, to
All right,
say,
all right.
or if you're a
Belongs in the
fairly, a new Legends fan, if, Emily has read, about a dozen, there's nothing wrong with that. You're absolutely welcome here. It's
Totally.
not a competition, except for I'm going to beat you guys. Rick, tell us about where you're at with all this.
Yeah, so
No shame.
It's totally shame. I'm not only am I going last, but I'm falling up
Just
to
start
you
counting
guys.
everything in the back.
I actually haven't counted,
One,
and I don't have all my
2,
books
3.
out. So
They're all right there, right?
No,
Is that all of them
no, not even.
that you haven't read?
Ha 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 ha. I've read most of these. Okay. I wouldn't. Why would I collect books and not read them? Okay. Seriously, I probably read like probably around 20 or so, and so I've got a lot.
That's a solid number. That 20 is a lot.
And
20's good.
I've probably got 2/3 of canon down too, so like I've read a lot, but
because here's the other thing that with Legends books, these aren't small books. These are
that's fair.
400-page books that were very. They were not easy. Let's just say they weren't always the easiest reads.
That's fair.
That's all I'm going to say. So 20 Legends books is not something to sneeze at. You should be very proud of that.
Well, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. And it's been like I don't know, 8 or 9 years that I've really been reading like Star Wars books. Not reading. Awkward place to end the sentence. You know, I will say that these are my original books. These are only childhood books of Star Wars
Artifacts.
that I knew existed. I had no clue there are other Star Wars books until I met Jared Mays. So thanks for that, buddy. But I also
Love that tiny book right there.
Yeah, man, it's a
Yeah,
pop-up. It is a
really
pop-up.
cute.
Check it out.
Wow.
Wait for
Boosh.
the
Boosh.
rar.
Oh,
Oh
that is
wow, the
cool.
Rancor. Look at that
Yeah.
thing.
Look at that rancor.
Oh, and the Sarlacc has tentacles that come out. Ooh.
Hold on, beak or no beak?
No beak, no beak.
Good. It predates the
Yeah.
special edition.
Totally. And then look out, Luke's flying in.
This is cool, man. I've
Yeah.
never seen this thing.
What
That
about
was-
Boba Fett?
No Boba Fett. I don't know
Boba Fett.
Where?
Yeah.
Freddie and I. That's twice tonight we've made the exact same joke.
Oh man.
3 years going strong, Freddie. 3 years. All right. Now here's the thing. Rick, you're absolutely, welcome to participate in this. I almost said congregation in this competition, but it
It's gonna be a long stretch.
it depends on the parameters.
That's
of the
true.
competition. We're going to
That's
get to that in
true.
a second. I do
Yes.
want to give my list of my Legends TBR. It was right at about 20. Depends on how we're counting. Obviously, not talking about the young readers and that sort of thing. I have to type in TBR to my search. Why don't I have this pulled up?
This started because I, as a young as a teenager, I was trying to collect the mass market paperbacks. So a lot of those, like the Clone Wars books, I don't think ever came out in mass market paperback. So I ignored those because I have OCD and I don't need they all need to look nice. One flat row of books all the way across.
Right.
So they weren't mass market paperback. I wasn't add them. And then there's Ruin of Dantooine and that yeah.
Is Ruins of Dantooine on your list? Have you read it?
No, I have not. And I, if we're gonna make this a part of the competition to where all of us have to read that, then that's the only way I'm gonna read this book.
I thought I added it to my list. Is it showing up for you, Rick?
Your list?
Ruins of Dantooine.
It's on your
Is
list.
Ruins of Dantooine on my list there?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
absolutely love that they
it's
used
removed
the stuff-
itself from my list on my computer somehow.
That's funny.
Oh,
I love how
goodness.
it's just a screenshot from Star Wars Galaxies. Like, they didn't even try with
The
that
cover. Yeah. Well, that's part of why. All right, here's my reasoning for why I have it. Let me give my list and I'll give my reasoning. All right, here it is. Finally going to let Rick put it up on the screen. Yes. Death Star, The Lando Calrissian Adventures, Tales from Jabba's. Oh, I've read that one. I read it. Okay, you've already knocked it down. Yeah, Tales from. My list isn't updating on my computer. Tales from Jabba's Palace, I read recently. The Tales from the Empire, Tales from the New Republic, Cross Current, Riptide, the Corellian Trilogy, Black Fleet Crisis, The Crystal Star, The New Rebellion, Scourge, Ruins of Dantooine, and the Callista Trilogy. I know what you're thinking. That's a lot of Bantam-era novels.
I also like how you sneak in a couple of trilogies as one line. kind of minimize. Oh, I haven't read the Corellian trilogy.
Oh, I haven't read New Jedi Order 20 books.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Here's the deal. All right, when I prioritized what Legends books I was going to read, it was like, what are the essential books? What are the essential, like the ones that I have to read in order to get to the big chunk of books that I'd been dying to read? The New Jedi Order, Legacy of the Force, Fate of the Jedi. I wanted to knock out the bulk of Legends, the consequential books. So I skipped a lot of the Bantam era books. Now, that being said, I have done the abridged audiobooks on all of the Bantam era books 6, 8, 10, 12 times. So I know what they're about. I just haven't read every word of them. Are you with me?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So then, like, to actually sit through the parts that somebody deemed worthy to cut from books that I already didn't think were all that great to begin with. Bless their hearts. Yeah, so they've been low on my list. That's the only thing. It's not that and the only ones I've DNF'd was I tried to start the Lando Calrissian trilogy. The Lando, I got 80 pages into the first one and stalled out. But only Legends book ever in the history of my Star Wars fandom that I put back on the shelf incomplete. So we're gonna have to have a rematch like Apollo Creed. And anyway, Rocky, go ahead.
Not sure how I got through those books. I just remember
a lot of Colt 45.
It took a lot of Colt 45. I remember I had 2 books with me, and 2 of them were those books. And I was like, well, I'm going to be in this flight for about 10 hours, 12 hours. And I can't tell you how many times I was like, okay, which page was I on? And just go to sleep. And which page was I on? And I'd go to sleep.
I'm determined.
But that's exactly, I finished it eventually, but.
I'm determined to find something to love. Now, they are referenced in the A.C. Crispin books. I just finished that trilogy. We're going to cover them very soon on the show. The Vuffy Ra, is a part of those, at least mentioned some. So I'm excited to kind of like have some new reasoning there to get back into it. Now, our lists are different from each other. So if we count all the books from the trilogies, expanding them, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Is that right? I don't have to count this all again.
I think you and I were one off, and you said you false started and you've already read 2 of them. So that's
false started.
21 if we count all the trilogies, which I'm not, because the Lando Calrissian Adventures I have in 1 paperback. It's in 1 paperback. I'm counting that as 1 book. We can count it as 3. For good reason, I'm counting it as 3, so it looks like I've read more this year. All right, here's the deal. We have a very similar number of books remaining. The most expanded version of my list is 21. Freddie, let's eliminate New Jedi Order, Fate of the Jedi, Legacy of the Force. How many do you have if you exclude those? Do that math. Tyler, what's your list? How many?
22.
22. I'm at 21. And Freddie's, I think, right at 18 if you take out the 3 big groups.
If you take them out, I'm about 18. You're right.
It's a very similar number.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and Rick is at 17 somehow, miraculously. All right, now, Rick, I'm turning it over to you. You're going to mediate this thing, keep us from tearing each other apart.
Yes.
What is the competition? How are we going to make this thing work?
So we have a couple of options. Y'all can think about it for a second. One, we can say the first one to finish. We said maybe not all of them. But we can set a threshold and say the first one to finish your list. That's a completionist idea. Maybe not. We could say whoever finishes the most by the end of the year to give you guys several months to work on them, or maybe read a set number or all read the exact same. So let's have some feedback. What do you guys think about those options?
So. This question, because we've obviously seen that I have 12 of my 22 in my possession. Freddie and Jared, the books that you have not read, do you own or do you not own? Because
all of my things are in my moving boxes.
So you own them, but they're packed up.
Yeah.
That's an important question.
But you read some digitally too, right, Freddie?
I mostly digitally read, yeah.
Okay, so there's no I want to say rule number 1, safety first. Rule number 2, teamwork. Rule number 3, no excuses. Okay?
That's fair.
No excuses.
I'll agree to that. Tyler, I have a stake in watching you beat Jared, so I will happily loan you some books to help you.
Yes, you had already offered me that. So yes, if we're going completionist style here, I might have to hit you up on that.
Sounds good. No.
You want him to beat me? You're rooting? All right. So everybody in the chat, let me know who you're rooting for. Are you Team Freddie, Team Jared, Team Tyler, or Team Dark Horse? Somehow Rick wins.
Yeah, that's Jacob has a really good point. If we went back to our old Legends look back style of reading, Jared, we could probably finish these.
Book a week, man. Book a week.
Man.
It was for me like 50 pages a day. It was like if I read 50 pages a day, I was good.
Wow.
Yeah. There were
I
some
don't
nights
do
where it was like I'm falling asleep with the book in my face, and my wife's like, "Go to bed," and I'm like, 50 pages a day.
Read this to me.
All right. My vote is option 2. Whoever can finish the most by the end of the year.
That's definitely a long
That
game.
that was sort of of the 3 options that Rick read off. That was the one that jumped out to me as, I don't want to say fairest, but the one that jumped out to me the most. Yeah.
Because with that we could all participate equally, and I'm still gonna finish these by the end of the year because I'm friggin' determined. And I'm also finishing grad school in a month, so then I'm gonna celebrate.
I am not in school. I've put that chapter behind me. So
Okay, he's got an advantage.
So are we just gonna go by the count of how many Legends books that you finished from this point on?
What? So
As
not
opposed
canon books?
No.
Not comics.
As opposed
Not
to
comics.
reading the same, or we'll have to designate how we're counting, like Lando Calrissian. Is that going to be 3? Is that going to be 1? Stuff like that.
It's 3 for the sake of the competition.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Each book one book is 1 count.
I think so.
Each title. Okay.
Especially
title.
since the Lando books, everybody in the chat is saying they also struggled to read them.
Yes.
I think they're going to count.
That one's tough.
You know what? When we get to those books, we should definitely have a round table because
Oh,
I'm sure a lot of people might want to
Oh.
hear what it's about.
you just
Oh
want
yeah, sure. Coming up, that'll be a Patreon reward. The $1,100 Patreon reward.
There you go.
Make that one out to Freddie C. Just kidding. All right, now here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna settle it then. Most Legends books by the end of the year. That's the parameter of the
Okay.
competition. Secondly,
I'm in.
everybody in the comments, let us know whose team you are on. Who are you voting for? Who do you think's gonna win? Who do you want to win? That can be different answers. Then from there, Rick, here's the next question.
Mm-hmm.
Skip that one. Who will win? What's gonna be the prize
All right.
and or the punishment? Prize and punishment.
So, I want to hear your ideas. I've been trying to think of something good for the losers.
Salacious B. Crumb cosplay at the next year's event,
Youtini
whatever
retreat.
happens next year.
Y'all tell me with if we're doing a race, I could compete, but I don't mind letting it be y'all 3 because if we're just saying who can read the most by the end of the year, then I could jump in and read a bunch and all that. So
Makes it fair.
it does. So I was thinking like punishments for losers. My extreme thought was like a tattoo that was like the opposite person's show on like their upper thigh or something.
Man.
like
That's intense.
I know. Or like
This was not discussed prior to my appearance.
or a mesh on your forehead, as a tattoo or something. Like, man, that'd be great. That wouldn't go over so well. Jared, your face right now is so scared.
I'm thinking about. No, I'm not going to commit to a tattoo. I would get the Cosmic Force tattooed on me without a doubt. Freaking love that show.
That's good.
But
Good show.
not on my forehead. No, I'm thinking like maybe the loser.
I know.
Has to go on the other person's show. Go ahead.
We all have to take the Myers-Briggs and talk about our personality profile and our dreams.
Of our dreams.
I think I just had to do that for work. So I've already had. So
Let us know your ideas in the chat. Let us know your ideas. We can settle this one. We can settle. I'm thinking. So like, what is it? What you got?
Looking at the comments. Punishment is shopping with Rick and deal with him buying Star Trek novels, or I should make you read a Star Trek novel. How about that?
I like that. I'm okay with like whoever loses has to read like 3 Star Trek books before
Has to post 1 week's worth of Trekkie content on their Instagram.
Be still, my heart.
All right, let's go with that. The loser has to read a Star Trek book.
Jared, you're so confident right now.
No, the loser.
I've already read 2 of these. And the competition hasn't even
That
started.
doesn't count.
From the time Tyler and I decided we had a similar number remaining, I've read 2. All right.
That's fair.
Full start. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Yes.
Replay first.
Have I told y'all about the time that I was in a swim meet and my coach signed me up for a race I didn't want to do? and so I false started on purpose, and then they wouldn't disqualify me, so I had to start over again, and then I friggin' won.
Yeah.
That's the kind of energy I'm channeling for this. Okay,
Ooh.
that's the kind of energy.
Cheaters winning.
What's the
Jacob
idea?
has an idea
All
that
right.
I was sort of considering. He says, "How about everyone pool some money and winner gets to pool in order to buy some nice hardcovers?"
I would do that.
Hmm.
I was thinking along the lines
good
of
plan.
like, if there is some sort of, because we're all about the same age, if there's some sort of legendsy toy or like prize, it's not anything too drastic, but Legacy of the Force character, your favorite Legacy of the Force character from growing up,
Yeah.
something like that, where a little buffed out, steroid Luke Skywalker, can
Always
be-
down for a buffed out Luke.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm liking that. I'm liking some sort of 90s era Legends memorabilia that we can say that the winner can also get, in addition to the loser having to not be able to pick up a Star Wars book until they've read 3 Star Trek books. 3 Star Trek,
One.
3
book.
2 picked by Rick.
Oh.
Oh man.
I'm telling you right now, even if it's punishment,
win
I will
this,
not
guys.
read more than one. It's not gonna happen.
Hey, you gave me mediation power, Jared. So if you want to be the winner, you have to agree to the terms that the arbiter makes.
I'm gonna say this.
This is a losers. You don't have to win. You just have to not be last.
Yes.
You don't have to outrun the bear. You just have to make sure that the bear catches somebody else first.
All right, we're moving on. That's the decision. We will pool our resources at the max of $20 a person. Is that agreeable?
Sure.
What? We're going to Celebration. We're all going to be at Celebration.
I'm not.
Okay, the 3
Yeah.
competitors are going to be
Yeah.
at Celebration.
Rick's
Let's
in.
walk-
Rick's in the competition. We've looped him in
Let's,
at this
let's
point.
walk the floor and let's find a prize.
Mm.
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do sit-ups with every book that I read and just get that Sabayoth look.
Sabayoth
think?
abs for
Yeah.
for Freddie. Freddie
Even
wins
if I
no matter
lose.
what. That's right. Freddie wins no matter
Says,
what.
I was the loser to cosplay as buff, shirtless Grandpa Kaboth for Halloween.
Oh yeah, we could do a here we go. The losers have to appear in a like a calendar. Like have to model for like a calendar, all doing really
No,
bad
all right,
cosplays.
we gotta
Okay.
move on. We gotta move on. This is decided. One collectible, each person contributes no more than $20, and 2 losers have to read 1 Star Trek book. I've decided
Loser.
what the very last place
Yes.
is.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. Good. Moving on. Rick, you've got a game.
All
Got a
right.
game.
Yes.
Let's do the game,
Let's
and we're
do
gonna
the
close
He's
it
game.
gonna
out.
lose on purpose, so he has to read a book.
But that'd make y'all very happy. And I you know what? You never know. I might go easy on you and pick a John Jackson Miller like gold great book. That would be awesome. But okay. Anyway, so yeah, the game is I have here the Legends Bible, the Star Wars Essential Reader's Companion, and there's some summaries of all of the books. And so I'm going to start reading just randomly. It might be in the middle of a summary of a story, and the first one to correctly identify it gets a wins something.
Rick, real quick, are we just like piping up as soon as we have it, or are we waiting until you finish?
No. Just pipe up whenever you have it.
Okay.
So let's see. I don't even know what I'm on yet. What is this? Okay, here we go. I don't think this was on your list, so I think you've read it. Y'all ready?
And these are no spoilers, right?
Oh, they probably are spoilers, but I have no clue what I'm reading because I haven't read half these. So
They typically don't have the biggest plot spoiler.
Okay.
Yeah.
watch the first sentence out of my mouth be the biggest spoiler ever. I'm kind of worried now.
If it's Vector Prime spoiler
That's no
level,
moon.
that's huge.
Okay. All right, here you go. Shadow Spawn has many names and faces. Often portrayed by proxies, he appears as a towering humanoid in flowing dark robes and moon-shaped helm.
I have a guess.
What you got?
Children of the Twilight?
Nope.
Galaxy of Fear. I just don't know which one.
Nope.
Oh. All right, keep going.
Keep going.
All
Rick.
right. Shadow Spawn is an alias of Lord Cronal, a former Emperor's hand, and an aged...
I got it.
What
It
is
is New Jedi Order Edge of friggin' it's the Aaron Alston book, the second one.
No.
I got nothing.
Let's see. All
That's
right.
Lord Nyax, not Lord Chronal.
I'll go to another one. That one was Luke Skywalker and the Shadows of
I was gonna
Mendor.
say,
Oh,
Zach
no.
Hoffman in the chat says got that one right.
Yep.
That's not on my list, but I haven't read it. My list just got longer.
All right. How about this one? That one's. Okay, here we go. How about this one? As the case against Tycho speeds toward trial, the rogues still carry out starfighter missions, replenishing dwindling Bacta supplies of its paramount.
Okay, then I got
Back to was this? This is not Back to War, is it?
Not back to war.
It's
it's the one before it.
Krytos Trap.
There you go, Freddy with the dub.
There it is.
I was too busy writing Shadows of Mendor
Nice.
on my TBR
Good job,
to pay
Skuma.
attention. Oh man, I'm losing.
It's all good. It's all good. All right. How about this one? Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Oh dear. Trying to find a sentence that doesn't start with a big hint. I don't think I can. All of these start with big hints. Okay.
It'll just be quick on the draw.
Maul stealthily maneuvers both firms to sabotage their own efforts, effectively crippling them. Maul's killing of the survivors,
It's not Lockdown, is it?
Shadowhunter.
Shadowhunter.
which
Lockdown.
leaves no evidence of
No.
Sith involvement, paves the way for Newt Gunray's faction within the Trade Federation to take control of the planet. There's like one more you guys can guess.
Trade Federation. Saboteur.
There you go.
It's a novella. It doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
Michael in the chat says the Legends boys are losing to the chat members, and we are.
Hey,
Saboteur.
I'm undefeated. Just want to say
I
that.
like how Rick is picking all the books that were on our list.
Yeah. Thank you for that.
I
one.
picked them in advance ish. All right, how about this one? The Sith retreat into caves, drawing the Jedi into the Dark Warrens.
Ooh.
There,
This is,
with all the forces concentrated, Khan ignites the arcane weapons.
Darth Bane, Path of Destruction.
Don't say it.
Yeah, it's first Darth Bane.
Yeah, Darth Bane. Second book, right?
First one.
No,
First one.
Yeah.
First one. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the beginning.
Thought Bomb is first one.
Thought bomb.
With a
That
THOT.
sounds so Dragon Ball Z. Every time I hear. Oh man. All right.
Picture one.
They are. I've read
Reminds
those.
me of
I get that
Friends
joke.
episode where it's like the Friends episode where she, Rachel is trying to guess Chandler's job. Transponstor. He's a transponstor.
All right, I'm gonna butcher these names. Oh no, that one could be fun. Yeah. Okay, here we go. A Chiss diplomat complains to Luke Skywalker's Jedi Council that these rogue Jedi have intruded upon their space and are assisting alien trespassers in violating Chiss borders. Unable to contact these Jedi, Luke and Mara leave for the unknown regions to investigate,
Yeah,
bringing
this is
Jedi
the
Order
first
book, isn't it?
Timothy's on.
Or is it Choices of One?
It's Spectre of the Past.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Survivor Quest?
You're far off. It's great. Unable to contact these Jedi, Luke and Mara leave for the unknown regions to investigate. Bring in their son Ben with them. William Falcon escorts
What is the first one
the
called?
Jade Shadow with Leia Han and Sabatine.
Saba 17. Come on.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
The chat's already spoiled it.
What is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, not up on fight. Nope.
No, dark. They said the first
Okay.
Darkness. But
Yes.
that's what
There
they
you go.
said.
Yeah.
It is
What's the name of the
Darkness.
first Darkness book? It's
Way to go, chat. Yeah, chat's
Joiner
winning.
King.
Joiner King. That's right. Yeah.
The
I couldn't
collective
think of it.
hive
Sorry,
mind
guys.
of the chat is
I
winning.
love the chat.
All right,
All
here
right,
you
how about
go.
one more, Rick? One
Let me-
more. This is
All right.
Winner
I couldn't
takes
remember
all.
that name. Joiner King. Yeah. Such
Winner
a
takes
crazy
all.
cover.
All right. The Emperor is 1,000 years old. In a dark side ritual, he drained the life of his home planet, Nathema. Huh? Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker.
To achieve immortality, the world is
the
now
old
a
Republic
lifeless husk, devoid of the Force. Scourge comes
Revan.
to understand. Yes,
Old
it
Republic
is.
Revan.
It is Revan. Nicely
Revan,
done.
yeah.
I win.
Nicely done.
I've
All
read that
right.
one.
Y'all have to get tattoos.
of Revan, I'm down.
Yeah.
I want to get. How about Revan's mask tattooed on my face?
That'd be cool.
I mean, like, yeah, that would make a good tattoo. I'm not sure I'd do the face though, Freddy.
Jared's face is very important to him.
It is. Imagine he shows up. Hello, congregation.
I lost the contest on my Star Wars podcast. Ever heard
Oh
of
yeah,
it?
Revan's a good book. Haven't read that one in a long time.
I haven't read that one at all, so I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, I know all about all those books.
Well, Tyler, thank you for joining us on tonight's show. It's been a blast.
It's been fun. Yes.
Tell us
thanks for the invite.
Tell us what's coming up next week on the Cosmic Force.
Next week on the Cosmic Force, live Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on youtini.com/youtini, we are talking about the best battles of Star Wars comics. So it's going to be a lot of fun. Lots of splash pages. I'm predicting now. So yeah, join us next week, Wednesdays at 8 o'clock.
Can't wait for y'all to talk about all those great panels from Dark Empire and Dark Empire 2 and Crimson Empire. No, what's the other one called? Empire's End. No, that's can't. No. Anyway, coming up next week, if you are paying attention to the Youtini live show calendar, we do have the Living Force doing Monday night, revisiting the Foundational 5. Very interested to see if we can squeeze in some more Legends books onto that list. I doubt it, but we can try. We can try, can't we, Freddie?
Corey likes money.
But we'll bribe him. That's right. Only money. And then coming up next week, we are going to start our roundtable coverage of the Han Solo trilogy. Gotta get to typing those notes tomorrow.
Gotta get to finishing that third book.
Absolutely. Well, that is it for this week. Thanks for joining us for Legends Look Back. Thanks to our incredible patrons for your support. A special thank you to OK Indar, Brian Dooley, Earl Q, Patrick Ortiz, and Carl Sander on the Jedi High Council, as well as the Alliance High Command, consisting of Matt Billington, Elizabeth Cloutier, Freddie C., and Sally and Chris Eilerson. Remember to sub to the channel and leave us a review in your podcast platform of choice. And hey, if you'd like your thoughts read on the show, you can email us at legendslookback@youtini.com. You can send us a message in the Legends Look Back Discord channel. You can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube, or you can find us on Twitter. I'm at Jared Q. Mays, Freddie,
At Wake Up Freddy.
Rick,
At Rick_Grace.
and Tyler.
At Ty Rags.
Great. That's not what you just wrote there, but
No,
good
it's
job.
not what I just.
And of course, you can contact the show at Legends Look Back. If you're wanting to buy some of the books, such as the ones that we have read or the ones we haven't, you can go on over to youtini.com, click the Amazon link in the profile, and you can join the competition yourself. We'd love to hear how many Legends books you have left, and if you're going to try to do the Legends race to the finish this year. After you've read the book, remember you can leave us a review as well and let us know what you think. Remember to keep the Youtini fan code, everybody. Be a force for positivity in the fandom. On your marks, get set. I'm going to win. Have a good night, guys.
This is a Youtini broadcast.